Today, I want to talk about the Buddha and free will. Picture this. You're sitting there right now watching this video. You choose to click on it, right? You're deciding to keep watching. That's you making choices. Or is it? What if I told you the Buddha didn't believe in free will, at least not in the way that people conventionally think of it? You're probably thinking, wait, what? Isn't Buddhism all about choice? Things like choosing compassion over anger or choosing to meditate instead of scrolling on your phone at 2 a.m. But here's the thing. Underneath all those feel-good teachings about mindfulness and inner peace, the Buddha had a wildly different take on human agency and free will. Today, we're going to dive into what the Buddha really said about free will and why this answer might just blow your mind and set you free at the same time. So let's get into it. So what is free will anyway? Most of us think about free will like this. I'm the captain of this mind, body, brain ship. I look at my options, I deliberate, I choose, and boom, a decision is made. We imagine there's this kind of central command center that we call the I or the me, sitting in a control room, pulling levers and making executive decisions, kind of like a neurological CEO. But according to early Buddhist teachings, that CEO is a total illusion. The Buddha didn't believe in a permanent self, what's called anatta in Pali. He looked at human experience and basically said, I can't find this you self anywhere. He searched everywhere and found nothing. Instead, he described it as a process. He called it the 5 aggregates. The one, form, or your body; feeling, which is sensations; perceptions, the recognition of stuff; mental formations like thoughts and emotions; and sense consciousness, the kind of knowing that this is all happening. And none of these are you. They're just happening, like a wave in the ocean. Is the wave separate from the ocean? Is it permanent? No, it's not. It's just water doing water things. So when you proudly announce, I choose to, let's say, eat an entire pizza, Buddhism kind of side-eyes you and asks, okay, who chooses? What were the 47 causes and conditions that led you to make that choice? Here's where it gets really interesting. In the Buddha's view, every single thought, impulse, action arises from something that came before it. So let's run an experiment again. Right now, you choose to keep watching this video instead of perhaps checking Instagram. Congratulations. But did you really choose that? Or did your current mood choose it? Or that article you read about smartphone addiction choose it? Or your childhood where your parents praised you for finishing what you started choose it? Or the algorithm that recommended this video, did it choose it? Or the coffee you just had that might make you slightly more focused, choose it? This is a simple cause and effect process, what the Buddha called karma. You're not the original cause. You're just a link in an extremely long, complicated, intricate, unknowing chain of events. He called this dependent origination or dependent co-arising, which sounds boring, but it's actually amazing. The idea is that nothing arises independently. Everything is contingent on everything else. Even your most private thoughts are just conditions meeting other conditions. And you might say, oh, wait, what about responsibility? Here's where Buddhism gets subtle. Shocking, I know. The Buddha absolutely talked about ethics and moral action, but he didn't name it as you have free will, so you should choose to be good or do good stuff. Instead, he talked about awareness. When you meditate or practice mindfulness, something interesting happens. You start catching yourself in the act. You see anger bubbling up. You notice the thoughts that triggered it. You spot the memory underneath the thought. You realize that your body tensed up 3 seconds before you even noticed anger. It's like watching a movie in slow motion and realizing that you can see the special effects team in the background. With awareness, the automatic chain reaction gets disrupted, not because you heroically decided to change, but because awareness itself is a condition that changes the chain. Let me repeat this. Awareness itself is a condition that changes the chain. If you get this, your life will immediately change. You will be liberated. This is the mind-blowing part about mindfulness. When you're mindful or aware of each moment, the chain can't operate in the same unconscious way. Old habits, well-worn patterns can't continually repeat. Freedom in Buddhism isn't I can choose whatever I want. It's freedom from wanting itself. It's recognizing that the chooser is also just happening. So did the Buddha believe in free will or not? In the conventional sense, hard no. He saw through the illusion of the separate self, the autonomous chooser, the CEO of you, what we call free will. It's just a bunch of causes we can't control, pretending to be a separate self. But here's the plot twist. The Buddha didn't teach despair. He didn't teach nihilism. He taught liberation. Not freedom to choose what you want, but freedom from the entire exhausting machinery of craving and clinging. The wildest part, freedom doesn't come from asserting your will harder or manifesting your destiny. It comes from seeing that there's no you who needs to be free in the first place. So here's your homework. I'm kidding. There's no homework. Well, actually, there is homework, but you're not in control of whether you do it or not anyway. Next time you find yourself in a mental loop, judging yourself or reacting on autopilot, or regretting something you said, spiraling in some decision, just pause, get curious, notice, look carefully at what is happening. You might discover what the Buddha discovered, that the one who suffers, the one who chooses, the one who's desperately trying to figure out life, and even the one who seeks awakening was never really there to begin with. And honestly, that's the most freeing news you'll ever hear. If this video made your brain feel weird in a good way, hit the like button or don't. It's a conditioned response anyway. And subscribe for more teachings that make you question everything you thought you knew. See you in the next one, or maybe you won't. Who's to say? Bye for now, everyone.